Did I ever told you guys a rice story here? Rice, how to cook a rice? So that's another strategy for you guys to learn Jiu-Jitsu. Learn Jiu-Jitsu is just like cooking a rice. I don't know, I'm not a cook. I don't know how to cook very well. Actually, I'm a horrible cook. But think about that. For you to cook a rice, what you do normally? You get the water, right? You boil the water and you pour the rice there, right? And the rice eventually get red, get done, they grow, but the taste is really bad, because they have not put any kind of sauce. They put no kind of, you haven't mixed anything there. When I talk about cooking the rice, think about this. Sometimes you can put a little garlic, sometimes you can put a little onion, sometimes you can put some pepper, sometimes you can put chicken broth. We can put whatever. Right? The rice it can be done in many different ways. But to cook a rice, you can just turn the fire on, turn some water, rice, and it's done. You can eat it. Horrible rice, but it's done. Jiu-Jitsu is just like that. Every move we do is just like cook a rice. Eventually, you want to think about putting add-ons, little tricks, little garlic, little tomato, sometimes little onions. And sometimes you can switch the order. Onions first, tomatoes later. Sometimes, no, today is just garlic. No, today. So it's always open for you guys to do things. But the key for you guys to cook the rice is to make as simple as possible. Make every move as simple as possible first. Bring the little tricks later. Bring the add-ons later. And when you start bringing the add-ons, switch the order. Sometimes you can put all the stuff there. Sometimes you just put one stuff. Depend who you train with. Depend on what kind of ingredients you're gonna put in your game. So you have to feel the energy of your training partner to understand why you're gonna put it there. I'm going to put garlic or I'm going to put onions. I'm going to put tomato. So the way your mind is always open for something. And you guys never stop learning and never stop being curious about that. So the move we just did right now. Please. Think about that. We just put like in the guard, right? So sometimes like this, you block, you've done everything. Now I come here and I go and I fish this. Sometimes I come here and catch this foot. If I catch this foot here, I can put my foot as a bailarin right there, and I can catch the tip of, look what I'm doing here. I can catch right the tip there. Now be careful not to hurt your hips, so give me your hips, right there. Anytime you do something like this, it's very doable here. Now look there. If I fight with this arm here, look this. Where do you think I'm gonna go now? I just need to get on my elbow. When I get on my elbow, I keep a hold of here, keep a hold of my training partner. What I do, I move myself a little bit away. Look at that. You can be in somebody's back with no effort whatsoever. So one time, I want you guys to be careful with this. So you block the guy first here, you go fish, boom, boom, trap, right on there. So now that I know, oh, the back is possible here, what I gotta do, I pretend I got a little bridge here, I slide my elbow inside over here, look what I have now. Now I'm ready to, I can control the hips, control the shoulder. This hand here, look, I can pull my training partner right down there. Now you open up, this hand goes and feed it. And eventually, boom, you're right in the guy's back. The problem now is how I'm gonna choke my training partner here now. Look, my elbow's on the ground. And I have the hook over here, right? I control this, watch my left leg. Now I can hide my elbow and I can apply the choke. So if you guys find yourself here, don't try to choke the guy here. You see how he's laying down? You know what you're gonna do here? Just lay your head on top of my arm. That's it. I cannot choke here. But if I use my left leg here, and I do a little leg swing here, I use the weight of my leg to take my elbow off the ground. Now, I can use my leg back there. I slide inside here, I control the guy, and I drive my shoulder right to his back. So because if you guys want to tap a black belt, you got to close all the gaps. I cannot just come here and start to do this. Because now he put his head up here, he escaped very easily. Now he puts his head down the ground, boom, he escaped very easily here. So anytime you want to here, instead try to muscle the guy, use this, get your elbow down, slide here and out. I want to make it smaller, otherwise black belt's going to escape every time. So down the road, when you guys think about how to submit somebody, how to impose a game against somebody, You guys should always think about who you train with, how much knowledge a black belt is going to bring into the game, how much knowledge a white belt is going to bring to the game. For you to tap a white belt, you don't need it as knowledge. You don't need to have as much knowledge. But my advice for you guys, try to always be the closest possible with the perfect knowledge, with the perfect mechanic. Independent if the person is a white belt or a coral belt, you stay always in the perfect mechanic. Because perfect mechanic, for somebody to stop, he needs to give something. When the mechanic is not perfect, you can just shake a little bit and you can disrupt the mechanic. But the perfect mechanic has to be undone by perfect mechanic. So try to stay as close as possible with the perfect technique. Even if the person is a white belt, doesn't matter. Still clean, still perfect. And what you're going to do, the white belt is going to be spoiled too. So the key for us is for all of us to be spoiled. I want to be spoiled with perfect techniques. I don't want to attack because you just squeeze me. I want to attack because you put me in a checkmate that I could not find a way out. That's what I do. I want to make sure that every move you do, you put me in a checkmate and there's no way out. Because if you put in a checkmate and there's always a hole, I'm going to escape. And now you get frustrated. Now you try again against somebody else. The guy escaped too. Pretty soon like, ah, man, I used to do this move, but now the move's not working for me. I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to avoid. I'm going to try something else. And when you start going for something else, you start doing anti-jiu-jitsu. You start avoiding jiu-jitsu. You start avoiding to be there. Instead, no, go back there, polish, clean up, and keep working. Keep making the move better. Keep understand how to anticipate the move. Don't let the guy defend it. Instead, not to do. So my advice for you guys, never build a not to do list. Never. Forget about build that. And in playful jiu-jitsu, you are going to understand that many times your training partner is going to escape. Many times your move is not going to work because you're playing too much. You're just very playful. But what you're doing now, I'm showing my cards and I'm letting you show your cards to me. So now we're both comparing cards. Even though you're escaping, I'm both comparing cards. So we keep comparing cards to each other all the time. And eventually you're going to know all your escapes. You show me all your escapes and I show all my attacks. The only thing that I was playing, I was very giving space. Now I'm going to start to close this space a little bit because I'm going to put a little bit more things on my rice. I'm going to put a little bit more onions. I'm going to put a little bit more garlic. I'm going to put a little bit more tomato. And I'm going to tighten the game a little bit there. That kind of makes sense? So it's a playful game. Learn jiu-jitsu in a playful way. Learn how to stay on the mat motivated. Learn how to come to class always with the mindset of a white belt. Every time you walk to class, a white belt, they smile. And every time you get caught, put a smile in your face, man. Remember, if you didn't have that, we're never going to learn jiu-jitsu. So why not to do this more often? Why not to do this every day? Another advice I give to people in many other schools, I used to do this back in the early days, not because I wanted that, because I was forced it. So I used to get submit every day. When you guys come to class, how many times do you think you get submitted per night? How many times do you think you get submitted per night? 3, 5 times?
Yeah.
5 times per night? That's not bad. I used to get tapped 50. I used to get tapped 50 times per night. Every single match that I did in front of me, I was tapped at least 10 times for every single time. So a 50 submission in a night for me was a good night. It was not bad. It was pretty good. So when I came down after 2 years of training jiu-jitsu, and I remember going to the Grace Academy, it used to be in the 18th floor, so I had to press the elevator, 18. Every time I pressed 18, it was close to the number of I'm going to get submitted. 20 times, give and take. I knew the 20, the 18 was close to the 20. I didn't mind it because I came from 50 to 20. I was like, man, I got a great improvement here. That's the way to guys to do. If you guys come to the class and you let people do moves against you guys, you allow the submission to happen. In a couple of years, my friend, you're going to know everybody's favorite moves. And after that, you're going to be like, okay, guys, I appreciate every effort you guys been putting on me. But from now on, I'm going to be more funny. I'm going to start to be, I'm going to show my jiu-jitsu to you guys. And you're going to know that you're going to know everybody's favorite move. And the people's not going to catch easy anymore. You're going to be slippery. When you start getting slippery, the space came between you guys. Now you can start to be funny. Now it's your time to start attacking the guy. Now is your time for you to start playing poker and say, hey, my friend, I've been watching your cards the whole entire time. Mine's been like this. Now guess what? I'm gonna let you show me the cards. I'm gonna show you one card here. And you show me all your cards there, I'll show you only one. It's just a game. And that game allowed you guys to understand Jiu-Jitsu for longevity. So, if you guys are gonna do the move that I just showed you guys now to catch the foot and turn it, for the guy at the top, do not try to escape, do not try to resist. The moment you see somebody catching a leg off the ground and start twisting this way, let it go. If you try to resist this, you're gonna hear a little noise. And the noise is gonna be a pock right in the knee. And that's something that I warn every single person in seminars, and I warn every single person in school. If you feel your foot come off the ground and somebody pushing your leg like this with a windshield wiper, if you feel your foot is doing windshield wiper, do not try to stop. Do not try to resist. Let it go. Let the guy go to your back. Smooth. Allow the guy to go. Sit. If you try to resist, you will get hurt. So that's a very important move you guys got to think about to do over here. And make sure that everybody in the school knows that. Because people are going to get hurt if you don't tell them. Because if they try to resist, you can put a torque there. You know, puff. So slow motion, make sure, don't hear noise. I don't want to hear no noise here. I don't want to hear, ah! Go slow. Just allow your training partner to do it. Do not do anti-jiu-jitsu. Let it go. Remember, you want to tap 50 times a night. And after the big smile, what you do, hey, bud, that's a beautiful move. Do you mind to show this to me? Do you mind to share this with me? The guy goes and gives to you. Why he's going to give to you? Because you tap very quickly. You didn't offer resistance. Everybody's going to show you. Everybody's going to help you. Now, can you imagine if you give me hell for me to tap you, and I still have to show my favorite move to you? Do you think they're going to show my favorite move to you guys? If you every time you come to the mat, you try to kill me, and then finally when I get you, hey, show me how you got me, professor. No, it took me 20 minutes to get you, man. I work like crazy. So I'm not going to show you. So remember this, guys. Jiu-Jitsu is like a sponge. You want to suck the knowledge. And the best way to suck the knowledge is your personality. If you come to the mat with a hardcore personality and want to win, you're not going to learn Jiu-Jitsu. You're going to be a tough guy. But you're going to be a tough guy for a few years, maybe, if you last that. Because pretty soon you're going to quit. Now, if you want to stay on the mat, keep playing it, and the best way, you sponge the knowledge. I was smiling. Nobody's going to stop showing moves for a nice person. Nobody's going to, so imagine you get a little girl here. I'm not going to show you the move to this little girl here because, you know, she's too tough. No, she's a nice lady, smiling, friendly. I want to show you every move. Every move. And when you guys spread this to the school, myself here, that's showing move to a little girl right there, guess what? I'm learning better Jiu-Jitsu than her. Because the moves that I showed to her got so many little steps that sometimes you're going to forget one or two. Myself, I don't forget. Because I have to know every little step. Because otherwise she's going to say, but professor, what about if I do this or here? Oh, I got to have a good answer for that, huh? So that's the intellectual part of Jiu-Jitsu that's important for you guys to do on the mat. Anyway, guys, slow motion, get your partner on 3 and do not get hurt. 1, 3, 1, 2, 3.